The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's looking up new customers to play just $5. Get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code NBA SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition, a Christmas edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice, no guys. Me, really real, Villanelle, Terrell, Furman Jr. here at your service. Oh my. It is the Christmas time for those who celebrate and those who don't. You get reminded that it is the Christmas time, even though you don't celebrate. It's one of those times of year here. And, oh man, the gift that keeps on giving. The NBA's day, even though the NFL and their money-hungry, grieving, capitalistic hands have their hand out and have stolen the day from the NBA because, of course, people care about football more than they care about basketball. The real no. Well, when you open up those gifts in the morning, you're turning on the Knicks game. That's what happens. When you open up those gifts, you're turning the Knicks games on. When you're having breakfast, you probably got the Knicks game on in the background. There's going to be people with football, but remember, this is our day. It's our day. Lonte here with me, break down the slate. Nerd Lonte Smith. Lonte, what's going on?
Good, man. Good. Got a good slate of games. Ready to get to it. Hopefully we can win some money to get people their Christmas money back.
Yeah, definitely go try to get that Christmas money back and parlay money, all the types of losses that people have incurred over this season. I think I have a number of plays that I'm interested in talking about and just saying that this is going to be it. This is how we go in and we get the money back. I may have a Save Your Christmas parlay at the end of the show that might be able to help us get through the holiday season here. Looking forward to it. This is when everybody starts to pay attention to the NBA. Like the first couple months of the season really don't happen to a lot of folks. You get to Christmas, you watch the Christmas Day games, you see the hype that's going on, and then next thing you know, everybody's hype getting ready for All-Star, and then next thing you know, it's playoffs. And so, I'm expecting some big things here this Christmas season. Let's go ahead and get started, Lonte. But first, just to make sure I tell everybody, go get all of our free picks and podcasts, not just the NBA Gambling Podcast. You can get the Hockey Gambling Podcast. You can get the MLB Gambling Podcast. You can get everything over there in the SGPN Sports Gambling Podcast Network umbrella, all over there in the SGPN app. All you have to do is go over there to your app store, wherever it may be, and go download. Just type in SGPN. All right. Yeah. And you know what? This is karma, Lonte. Like, I'm just telling people the fact that when you look at the teams that are playing tomorrow, you have, for the NFL, I'm talking about, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 teams eliminated from the playoffs playing on Christmas tomorrow. The Detroit Lions, don't tell Dan Campbell they're eliminated because I don't think he knows, but they're very, very close to being eliminated from the playoffs. So it's just so funny to see the schedule makers and they're like, oh yeah, we got a rivalry NFC East game. People are always going to watch the Cowboys playing the Commanders. Boom. And then we throw the Lions in there on Christmas. Patrick Mahomes is going to be playing in a rivalry game on Christmas. That's what you get. That's what you get. That's what they get, Lonte. They're capitalistic. They're capitalistic. You have every other day.
Literally every other day. Yeah, you're right about that.
Like, you can do whatever you want. Why Christmas? Leave us alone. Leave it alone. And you know what? I hope the games are boring. Let's talk about a game that, honestly, Lonte, I'm not going to lie, I think it might be boring. The New York Knicks, my New York Knicks, are going to Madison Square Garden to play the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland's catching 5.5 points in the Garden. 239.5 is the total. injury report, at least the best that I have right now for these two teams. Let's see here. OG not listed on the injury report. He looks like he's going to be able to play in the game today. Jalen Brunson also is going to play with the injury management tag. It seems like just what Scott and I was talking about last episode, and they are resting these guys for the Christmas game. They're taking this Christmas game seriously. So the New York Knicks are going to be pretty strong at here going into the game. Still no Landry Shamet, still no Deuce McBride, but everybody else should be getting ready. Good to go. And then still no Evan Mobley here for the Cavaliers. Lonte, I feel like this should be easy. I honestly, I don't even think that anybody would think I'm biased in saying we should 100% be taking the New York Knicks in this spot. Like that.
Yeah, I would go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying I don't think there's any bias in me saying that. I feel like for those who are listening to the show, first of all, I would be interested to know if anybody's first time listening to the show all season is Christmas, because you're really committed to the I'm not watching the NBA till Christmas. You're not listening to the NBA gambling podcast till Christmas. If this is your first show, welcome. But I have to say, the Cavs have been playing some of the most disgusting basketball that I've seen, because they should be so much better. And in times in the game, they are actually that much better. And then they just piss it down their leg. Literally every time. Except, when I lock up the Pelicans on the last show and they decide to close the game out and go on a run in the second half. And, with that being said, the Knicks didn't even have to have as good as a home record as they have for me to say this is an auto-faded Cavs. So we got an auto-fade of the Cavs going on. We have 14-3 at home this season. 14-3 against the spread at home this season. So, I would love to sit here and give the other side of the argument of why the Cavs could be competitive in this game, because I normally do that. I like to play devil's advocate. I like to see the other side and then debunk it. I actually have nothing this time, Lonte. There's no part of me that says there's a chance that the Cavs even have a chance in this game. I have no part of me thinks that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you pretty much laid out everything right there. I mean, if you like catching falling knives, yeah, I mean, if you might like the Cavs, but I don't see anything data related or eye test related. If you believe in that, I don't see anything that could warrant a bet on Cleveland. The Knicks are amazing at home. This is a huge environment for them. Mitchell might go crazy, but I mean, just not much else there. You got the Garland speculation about being traded. They're not hitting shots. It's just all of the things. The teams are going in different directions, literally. The only thing you can point to with the Knicks is the injury questions, but all signs point to those guys playing. They had a couple of days off. So, I mean, I don't understand why the number is not closer to 7.5, 8 maybe. But yeah, it's Knicks for me. I love the over. Cleveland's given, especially without Evan Mobley, and Cleveland's given up 125 in 3 of their last 5. They're just not defending. They can't defend the 3. I think they're 26 in 3-point percentage defense. The Knicks are top 5 3-point shooting team. And if you just reverse that, the Knicks also have trouble with 3-point shooters. Now, again, Cleveland has to make their shots, but I think they'll be given all the opportunities to be able to make open shots. So I think this could be a track meet early on, and then the Knicks kind of just pull away gradually and win it by doubles. But I do like the Knicks. I love the over though. I'll definitely be on the over. The last game I think closed to 29.5, and it was 119, 111, so that's 230. And granted, the pace and everything is still in play here with these guys. So I like the over. I think it's going to be a really fun up-tempo game. I think the Knicks pull away late to kind of seal the deal. So Knicks and over for me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to play defense against this Knicks team, they're going to cook you. I think that's what it is. And I think the Knicks, if you're a team that can go out there and say, oh, we're going to play with pace against this Knicks team this season, the fast teams aren't doing the same things that they were doing against them last year. You got to be able to defend. You got to be able to defend to beat this Knicks team this season. I think that they're absolutely locked in. I think there are teams like, OKC, even though they lost to them in the NBA Cup, San Antonio. Like, I think there are teams that match up pretty well and can defend the Knicks. This Cavs team is not one of them. I truly do not think, regardless of what it looks like through the first 2-3 quarters of the game, especially when it gets to the fourth quarter, that there's any shot that Cleveland has of slowing the Knicks down when they need to go get a bucket. And I think that's going to be the issue here is the lack of defense on the Cleveland Cavaliers side of the ball. The problem here is I can get Donovan Mitchell for 35 plus points, and I can lay the 5.5 with the Knicks plus 550. Pretty nice reverse correlation there. Donovan Mitchell goes off as the Madison Square Garden Christmas Day game, all the narrative behind Donovan Mitchell and the Knicks. Has a good game here. It doesn't mean nothing. It falls on deaf ears. This Cavs team can't defend, and I don't think that it's going to be anything even close towards the end of it. So I'm with you. I'm laying the 5.5 with the Knicks here. This is borderline lock material. I don't know how we can't trust Cleveland playing against bad teams. I think they're going to get ran out of the building here. They just can't defend right now, and that's the big issue. So I'm with you. I like going ahead and taking the point, the over on the points here. Over 239.5. Any player props, anything big that sticks out to you?
Yeah, I like Sam Merrill's threes over 2.5. The volume is there. I think he's made 4+ in I think like half of the games this year, like 4, not it's 2.5. So like he's doubling that damn near. And the attempts are there. I think 10, 9, 7, 6, 10, 9. Like he's getting the attempts up. And we talked about the Knicks 3-point defense. Like I would not be shocked if he gets up, 9 or 10 threes. So I like him over 2.5. I would ladder him up to 5. I mean, it's not impossible that he scores 5. I mean, he's done it, multiple times in the past few weeks. So I'm looking at that. I would look at Mikal Bridges threes as well. With the lack of 3-point defense that Cleveland shows, I think it'll be a high-scoring game. A lot of threes taken, a lot of threes made. They'll probably try to trap Brunson a little bit more off the pick and roll, force him to get the ball up. And if you find Cat in that short roll, Mikal Bridges in the corner could knock down a few. He'll get a lot of opportunities. So I like those two guys on the side with the threes.
I will throw in as well Lonzo Ball over 3.5 assists. It's very, very evenly priced at -115 here. The Knicks been giving up the assists to the point guard position. You look at, Bones Highland even got over his prop. That's crazy. Davion Mitchell, Tyrese Maxey, TJ McConnell, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Suggs, and everybody has been able to go over the assist line in the point guard position for this team. I'm not really sold on Garland right now. All the issue, the talk and everything and the trade. Lonzo is a steady piece, and they really like what Lonzo gives them. And when he touches the court, he's on the court for a reason to get that offense going. And I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a tougher style of defense with that first unit. And then Lonzo's going to come in the game, be a nice change of pace, really settle the offense down, and begin to rack up assists as he's done. He's gone over this assist line in 7 of his last 10 games. He's gone over this line against the New York Knicks 3 times in a row. Lonzo was supposed to be a Knick in another lifetime. Lonte, it was another lifetime where Lonzo Ball was a New York Knick, but we don't have to talk about that. I think there's some ladder potential with Lonzo Ball here. I feel like it's a Lonzo Ball game. Somebody that, really not talking about on the radar too much, but on Christmas in Madison Square Garden, I just kind of feel like he's going to live up to the bright light. So I like Lonzo Ball's assists here. And again, he's coming off some really big assist games. I talk about 7 of the last 10, but the last 2 games, he's had 7 and 8 assists against Charlotte and Chicago. I know it's a better Knicks defense, but I think he's going to be a nice change of pace and be able to still get some assists. So I like Lonzo to go over 3.5. That's pretty low. I think that's one of my better ones. Plus, fading the Knicks and, star players and taking, what's his name? Coco Jones' husband or fiance, whatever he is. All right, let's see here. Next game up. Let's talk about, before we get to the next game, it's late because, oh, man, can't wait to talk about it. It's been a doozy and it's been one-sided, to be honest. Before we get to that, got to talk about Kashi. make sure you go check out the Real Money Prediction Market. They're legal in all 50 states. All 50 states, you can trade the NFL, trade college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, and guess what? You can even combo them up, Lonte. Combo them up, get you some better prices. You can go over there, politics, entertainment, weather, all of that. So go check out Kalshi, Kalshi. New customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. Again, make sure you go to Kalshi and use that promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog, where you can win up to 5,000 times your entry. Plus, Underdog Unwrapped. You can unwrap tons of promos through the holiday season. They've been giving me some nice 50% boosts, by the way. So you need to go over there and check out Underdog. Go pick higher or lower your favorite players' fantasy stats. And hey, brand new customers can play $5, get $75 in bonus funds when you use that sign-up code NBA SGPN. So for all you folks that are here for the first episode because you only start the NBA on Christmas, make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Lonte, I know for a fact there's at least one person out there, that this is their first episode listening to all season. I know it's one. I know it. They're gonna reach out. They're gonna leave us a review, or they're gonna go in the comments. They're gonna reach out. They're gonna be like, "I was that one person. I was the one person you kept talking about." Hi. Can't wait. San Antonio Spurs have had OKC's number. Man. 2 wins in 10 days. All right, San Antonio. This time is going on in OKC. OKC's laying 9.5 after just losing to this team. Now, this is a deja vu game. If I accurately listened to the deja vu principles, I would have been on the Spurs last game and it would have hit because the dog did win outright. Plus 6.5. And guess what? The game also went over. Only by 3 points, but still over and it's over. So perfect deja vu principles for the game where you come back in on the favorite, take the under, adjustments come in, defense is better. OKC finds a way to get it done. However, OKC's laying 9.5. 233 is a total. 232.5. Let's see here. Let me see if I can pull up the remnants of an injury report. All right. For the San Antonio Spurs, you have nothing. And then I got Mitchell out, Jay Will out, Dang out. Yeah, so all that really matters there. All right, Lonte. I mean, can the Spurs make it 3 in a row, really?
Yeah, well, I don't think so, man. But I do think that this is a kind of a little rivalry that's kind of forming that's really good for the game. It's really good for basketball fans. A lot of talk about, obviously, with Chet and Wemby. But I think it's a great rivalry. And I think that the Spurs do match up with the Thunder better than any team in the NBA, simply because of one thing that, OKC does really good with other teams is they turn them over. They turn guys over, live ball turnovers, easy offense, and the Spurs have multiple ball handlers. They have Harper, they have Fox, they have Castle, Wemby at times. Like they have so many different ball handlers that the pressure doesn't bother them, and that's really kind of the main thing that you have to do to be able to withstand some of the things that OKC does. Obviously, they're a great offensive team, but I do think that their defense is essentially what runs is what get their offense going. Obviously, Shea, he's going to do what he do in the half court, but that defense and the way they're able to switch 1 through 5, the different lineups that they're able to do, like San Antonio can combat that, and they're able to withstand that pressure. They're able to stand up to it, knock down shots. They have great defenders as well. So I like the Thunder, man. I like the Thunder, but I do think that the Spurs match up well with them. I just don't. Not in this spot. I think after all the talk, all the stuff that's going on, they're going to have something ready. And this is, if I'm not mistaken, is this Shea's, if this Thunder team, is this their first time on Christmas together?
Did they play Christmas last year?
No, they didn't, because there was a lot of talk about some of the teams that didn't play on Christmas last year. I don't think Shay's ever played on Christmas. I could be wrong, but I don't think.
OKC's Christmas game history. Let's see.
I mean, obviously when KD and Harden.
The last time OKC played on Christmas was 2018. They lost to the Rockets in Houston. That is it. This is the first. Yeah, this is the first time that they have played.
They'll be amped up, man. That crowd, obviously, that crowd is always great. But on a game like this against San Antonio Spurs, a team that's got them, 2 of their losses in the past, 2 of their 4 losses. Like, I really do think that they'll be amped up and ready to go. Look for some OKC first quarter. That's going to be probably my favorite bit on the card. But I will lay it with OKC. I think they'll come out guns blazing, and they'll I think this is one of those games. It'll be over early.
Okay, OKC, pretty good record on Christmas, 6-3. You got, yeah, pretty good. And these are some like not great OKC teams, like some pretty. You got the Westbrook, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony all scored 20 and beat Houston in 2017. They put big 3 in quotations, in air quotes. That's crazy. Wow, that feels like a fever dream that Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony were all on that OKC team. All right. So I'd be really disappointed if I went against the Deja Vu special and it completely, cleans out this go round. I do think that I'm not sure about the first game. I know for sure this last one, OKC was playing on the second leg of a back-to-back. And I think that goes into the game and, that rest factor and all of that. I think that plays a part. I think that now they're both coming off of equal rest. You have OKC at home on Christmas. I agree with you. I think the crowd is going to be a factor. I think the home court is going to be a factor. And that's really all OKC needs to go on runs. And so I'm looking at this game now and kind of handicapping this game now, similar to what we kind of saw from OKC during this playoff run where they just won, a championship. There are multiple times where they have gone on the road and not performed at all. They didn't look good. Remember when they went on the road in what was that, Game 6? I think it was in Game 6 to Indiana, and they got ran out of the building and it wasn't good. And so they did the same thing with one of those games against Minnesota. They came back and destroyed them at home. Like, I see something kind of like this, and I think this is going to feel like a playoff atmosphere in terms of these two teams just played each other. This is the third time they're playing in 2 weeks. So I think it's going to be the adjustments, and we'll see Dagnall get into his coaching bag and say, all right, we are not getting embarrassed by this team a third time round. Now, I will admit, 9.5 points feels like a lot. I am not all the way committed on the 9.5, to be honest, but I got to stick with my guns. And it's a great spot for the Deja Vu game. So hopefully OKC just goes on some kind of tear from 3. They kind of pull away by 10, 15, and then just kind of keep that gap away from the San Antonio Spurs. But I agree with you. I think that this is going to be a good little matchup here, but I'm with OKC. I'll lay it with OKC 9.5. It was a Deja Vu special. I was going to go back to the Deja Vu angle, but I understand not wanting to lay those amount of points. I think there are going to be a lot of people that are going to see that 9.5 with the Spurs and be like, yeah, let's go ahead and hammer that. But I just seen this OKC team bounce back in spots like this in the playoffs, all like in a great playoff run that they had bounced back from spots exactly like this where they got blew out on the road and they came back and won big. So I'm going OKC, laying 10.5. Laying the 9.5. Total is what's the total at? 233.5. Lonte, what are you doing?
Yeah, nothing strong on the total. It would be under or nothing. Just simply thinking that it's kind of a blowout, and OKC does a lot of the scoring, and San Antonio doesn't. I don't really have anything strong on it. I just think that it'll be really, really tough for for San Antonio to go in this building after what they've done to this team and kind of put up a valiant effort or more desperate effort than with OKC. And granted, it's still a regular season game, but I do think that OKC wants to put, a statement to them to let them know, like, hey, we're still the champion. So under or nothing, I think the Thunder defense will come to play.
It was also, I believe, Chet was coming off an injury. Hartenstein was coming off an injury in that game as well. But neither one of them really looked the best. I could see this OKC team really bouncing back. I know they've lost 2, but I think this is the one they get, honestly. All right. Player props. Anything stick out to you?
Nah, not really, man. Maybe a J-Dub RA. Thinking that what they typically do. Well, they don't do this into the playoffs, but they typically try to get Shea off the ball a little more, get him on the pin downs, use him as kind of a secondary ball handler, which is like kind of frees him up and doesn't allow the defense to kind of sit and play like boxes and elbows on him. I'm interested to see if they'll do that. They also go to the Shea J-Dub, inverted pick and roll. Both of those guys are really good with the ball in their hands, and they really had success against in the championship against Indiana and also Minnesota for that nature. So I'll be interested to see if J-Dub is a little more involved here. He's had time to get healthier with the hand. So yeah, I would look at J-Dub RA, but that's the only thing that I really had strong thoughts about. The other guys, just like whatever.
All right. Let's see here. So how does OKC cover 9.5? I mean, SGA does SGA things, but he always does SGA things. I think, we at like 100 games of SGA with 20 plus points or something like that. I would think it was some crazy number. But it's the role players, man. The role players step up. They play hard. They come off the bench, and they have something to say in the impact of the game. And so, no Mitchell, he was pretty solid for them. I think that this is the Caruso and Isaiah Joe game, where Isaiah Joe gives you some big shots from the corner. You have Caruso that plays great defense, able to get his hand in passing lane, goes out, gives you some easy transition buckets, probably get a 3 in there or so. I like Alex Caruso and I like Isaiah Joe both to be able to go out there and have pretty good games out there. I'm trying to get a line on Caruso. Caruso's at 6.5 points. Yeah, I think Caruso and Joe, I think the possibility of both of them getting to 10 is highly likely. And so I like both of them to go over their points prop. 6.5 for Caruso. Isaiah Joe is at, let's get Joe's prop. He's at 1.5 3-pointers made, minus 110. I think that's a good bet. He's been over that in 8 of his last 10 games. Again, second game for Mitchell out with a concussion. I think that Caruso and Joe both have something to say. So maybe the 3-pointers, 1.5 3-pointers made for Joe, you can get the 6.5 points as well. But I definitely like 6.5 points for Alex Caruso. I think it's a couple of layups and some easy transition layups, a big 3 in there. Alex Caruso gets over that pretty easily. Probably can get either one of those or both to 10, if we're being honest. And shouts out to my guy Devin Vassell, man. Accepting the role he's in. Always accepting the role. Great guy. Hell of a hooper. All right. What else here? Let's get to the next game to sleep. Before we do that, got to make sure I talk to everybody about Novik. Hey, you can go over there. It's a sports prediction market. America's #1 sports prediction market, actually, where you can go over there and get all the best prices on the market. You might have, something like check Novik, minus 115. It might be minus 105. It might be minus 103. Anything better than minus 115, you might as well go get it at Novik. You got to shop your lines, get the best price. Novik has some of the best prices on the market. So, hey, make sure you go check them out. Get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGP. And get in on the action with Novik, promo code SGP. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm, especially on props in the NFL this season. Rhythm has been killing it. College basketball is up. NBA is rolling. Rhythm is already in mid-season form. So make sure you go check them out. Get that promo code SGPN25. When you download the Rhythm app, 25% off. Download Rhythm. Get SGPN25. That's the promo code. You can get 25% off your first month with Rhythm, RITHMM. let's push through to the end here. We've made it to 5 o'clock. Dinner's getting started, and you have probably heard there's some ugly games on in the NFL right now. You saw OKC run amok. You saw the Knicks run amok. Now, Dallas. This is so messy, by the way. Like, our schedule writers are so much better than NFL. Christmas Day, Clay versus the Warriors. 100% chance. 100% chance Meg is at the game. I am no doubt in my mind, courtside. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait. She's going to be there. No shot. No shot she's missing this. No way. Warriors are laying 8.5. 227.5 is the total. Injury report. We've got Steph. No, I lied. It's Seth. Seth ruled out, injury management. Al Horford looks like he's going to play for whatever, that's worth. I would read off this Luka Doncic injury news, but he doesn't play for the Dallas Mavericks anymore. Klay Thompson is probable. Like, come on. Meg is 100% going to be there. And Klay, Klay wasn't missing the game, by the way, but Meg is 100% going to be at the game. PJ Washington is listed as questionable. Lonte, AD's been on a tear. Flag has been good. The Mavs have been better. And, I mean, if I'm being honest, I think we're still in bad Steve Kerr's time. I know the Warriors have won 2 games in a row, but I still think this is bad Steve Kerr going on right now. We get to the points in the season where Steve Kerr kind of forgets how to coach. No idea what he does. Kind of just throwing anything at a wall and hoping it sticks. Sometimes he gets forced into these spots. Other times he just literally has no idea what he's doing. I really think this is a time that Steve Kerr has no idea what he's doing. I'm actually shocked the Warriors are laying this amount of points. Even though I know Dallas sucks. I'm actually shocked the Warriors are laying this amount of points. What's your take here?
Yeah, I'm not shocked. I'm glad. I like the Mavericks. Love them, actually. I mean,
I'm happy that they're laying these points so I can fade them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Golden State's showing you anything to warrant this type of, spread. They aren't playing well. They've got the infighting, obviously, what's going on that's surrounding them with Kerr and Draymond. I mean, and when you look at Dallas, they've been a lot better when AD's healthy. Flag's been great. He's been really, really, really good. They were really good against Denver in that overtime win. They've covered 6 of the last 10. They're 14-8 as a dog. Like, they are really, really solid. And I think they have a shot for the play-in, to be honest. Mm-hmm. I really do think they have a shot for the play-in, depending upon what way they want to go. Obviously, it talks about AD, trading AD and all this, and then they got the Kyrie thing about AZ coming back. But, regardless, right now, as constructed, I think they can fight for a play-in spot. Golden State's trending down. I mean, they have nobody to stop Anthony Davis. Draymond will probably be in foul trouble if they try him. It opens up a lot. I mean, Flag's moved off the ball a little bit more, and that's kind of opened up and why he's seen a lot of success. So, I mean, I'm taking a better team. This is similar to what we talked about with the Knicks. One team trending up, the other team trending down. Mm-hmm. It's just that in this instance, Dallas is catching the points, and on the road versus the Knicks being at home. So I love Dallas in this spot. I think they're allowed to win the game outright.
I know it's Warriors at home. And maybe that's enough where they get the win and they kind of figure it out and Steph kind of puts on the back. And, you remember that first game that Clay played back in Chase Center, and it was down to the wire, and it ultimately came down to Steph just headhunting Luka, and who was it? I think it was Lively at the time. I think it was a little bit of Gafford in that run too, and Steph just kind of put the team on his back. And this was pre Jimmy too. So I got to give him that, but I just don't trust Steve Kerr with this rotation and these players and knowing what to do and what to throw out there. And I honestly think that if I'm looking at the coaching matchup, Jason Kidd right now is getting the best out of his group. Like, this is the best ball that the Mavericks have played all season. And I'm with you. I like the Mavericks as a dog. They've been covering right now. I wanna kind of get some type of angle on Golden State at home here, but I just don't think that 3 possessions is warranted. I really don't. Like, do you think Golden State is anywhere as good of a team as Denver?
Nowhere close.
Denver laid 6.5 on the road against Dallas and then laid 11.5 at home. Like, if Denver's getting lines like that, I would assume Golden State is like way closer to like minus 2 possessions, not 3, maybe 3.5, 4.5. But to just say like 8.5 off of the pure value, yeah, Dallas all the way. I would like to try to give some type of angle of how I think Golden State is going to be able to win this game, but I just don't trust Steve Kerr right now. And ultimately, what happens in spots like this is the team looks like crap, and then Steph just kind of goes and puts them on the back in the second quarter. Dallas first half, Warriors money line. Dallas comes out strong. AD looks good. They go up. Warriors come, take over the second half. Win the game in dramatic Warriors fashion. Warriors 1-10 sounds like it'd be a pretty good bet as well. But even if you want to go as further as for whatever crazy degens are out there on Christmas that want to do like a Warriors 1-5, I think that would be like something very spicy. That would be very interesting to me because this just seems like a spot where the Warriors underperform and still get the win. And Steve Kerr somehow saves his job, even though, honestly, I don't think he's doing a good job right now. 227.5 is total. Give me over.
Yeah, over. Yeah,
I think AD is going to dominate inside. I think Steph is going to do Steph-like things. Jimmy will add his contribution. The defense will be concerning enough because of the fact of these guys are playing on Christmas, and a lot of these guys I don't think are built for the moment on the Golden State roster, if I'm being honest. And that's why Steve Kerr has no idea who to play because he honestly doesn't trust any of them. He doesn't know who to play because there's only 2 guys on the whole roster that he trusts. Yeah. I'm on over. 227.5. I actually feel pretty confident about that. I might bet that over.
Yeah, I like over as well. Pace will be there. Dallas still working on some defensive stuff. The perimeter defense is lacking a little bit, but I think Golden State will be able to score with the ball movement. I just like they got to withstand. Dallas has to withstand that first quarter because obviously they're going to be rocking, at home. They got to withstand that first quarter, and if they withstand that first quarter, I like them to win this game. The pace will be there. I think shots will fall. They'll be efficient. Dallas will on the interior, likely get to the foul line, so they'll score with the clock stopped. So yeah, I think all things point to an over here.
I think Anthony Davis is going to start 4 for 5, 10 points. And so they'll be fine in the first quarter. Okay. Player props. It's a lot of size on the Dallas side compared to the Warriors. I think that's going to have to be something here. I like the AD points, rebounds, anything like that. I think that PJ Washington, I know he's on the injury report, but if he plays, I think he can have something to say. Flag, I think his size is actually going to be very interesting. I'm curious of what he looks like on a Christmas. Not 100% there on the betting window on the flag yet, but AD and PJ Washington are 2 people that I had circled of. This is a pretty advantageous matchup for them.
AD is the guy who has circle points, rebounds. I think he is in line for like a 30 and 13 type of game. I can absolutely see him having a 35 and 12. Like I can see him having 30 and 10 plus. So points and rebounds for me. Golden State's kind of tricky. Like if it's not Steph or Jimmy, I'm kind of not interested, to be honest.
I would only play Steph because the Mavs are going to switch everything, and they're just going to continue to get switches until they get Steph the matchup he wants, and then he's going to headhunt in the final, when he gets into that final 7-minute run of the fourth quarter and he kind of plays the rest of the game, he's going to headhunt at that point. And whatever close, he might have 20 before he gets there. He might have 18, 14 even by that point. I think that's a 10-point, 15-point run towards the end of the game that Steph can go on here. So I think Steph's going to be able to get over his points prop. You may have to sweat it out to the end, but I think he's going to get over his prop. Shout out to Cousin Benny. Doesn't get to listen to us often. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to the whole chat. Chat's been going. Chat likes. No. Oh. No. I have no idea who that is.
Oh, my bad.
I have no idea. I've said he was Cousin Benny ever since he popped on. I think he was on Sean and Ryan's show first when I seen him the first time. And then, he made his way over here. AD over 34.5 PR. You got Maurice Flag under 3.5 assists. They like that. I saw the chat earlier talking about how the Warriors look dysfunctional. Some people like the Mavs. They said, I hope Aisha Curry ain't there. She's 100% going to be there too, but probably going to take a picture with Meg. I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the night we have a Aisha Curry, Steph Curry, Meg, and Klay Thompson picture. I don't know if one of those exists yet, but it probably exists by the end of the night. All right, let's get to the next one. Houston on the road. Dylan Brooks and the Houston Rockets. According to some, Lonte, Dylan Brooks and the Houston Rockets are going into LA to play the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers are catching 2.5 at home. 230.5 is the total. Okay. Injury report, Luka. Let me see. Expected to play. You've got Alperen Sengun is questionable. Dorian Finney-Smith is questionable. That's an upgrade. And Luka is officially listed as questionable, but again, he's expected to play. And then you got Rui, who is probable. Okay, so the Lakers got destroyed last night. You said what?
It is open 2.5, right?
It opened Lakers -2.5, and it got bet over to Rockets laying 2.5.
Okay, that's great.
I don't think I would look in too much to the Lakers getting destroyed by the Suns. Reeves working his way back from injury. He only played 22 minutes, but it was still 6 for 11. Threes weren't there, but threes aren't always there for Reeves. So I think that we get a healthier Reeves. We're going to get Luka in the game. It's going to be competitive. It's going to be a little bit of back and forth. I think they are going to have a little bit of issue with the size of the Rockets, especially in the passing lanes and just the length and how they're being able to get their arms out. But God damn, this Rockets team can't win close games. Like, ultimately, that's what it's going to come down to. I think that, one, I know the Lakers pretty solid at home. 7-4. I know it's been underwhelming as of late. I know the Lakers don't particularly do anything the best, but they find ways to win games. And ultimately, that's what this is about. Who's going to win the game? And this Houston Rockets team, when it gets down to crunch time, they just haven't figured it out. And everybody thought KD was going to be the answer to that this season, and he hasn't been. They're horrible in one-score games. Horrible. Ultimately, I do think Houston's the better team. I think Houston can legitly, if they get their head out of their ass, have legit championship aspirations. I know the Lakers aren't at that point. But goddamn, it's about winning the game, and the Lakers keep winning games. And ultimately, I trust the Lakers to win a close game a lot more than I trust the Houston Rockets right now. So give me the Lakers plus points here at home.
Yeah, you know what? I like the Rockets. I think it's a horrible matchup for the Lakers. These are the teams that the Lakers struggle with. There are two things that they want to do, the Lakers, and that they do well is get to the rim, get to the free throw line. I don't think the Rockets are going to allow that with the way they play defense. And if you look on the opposite end, the Lakers' weakness is their perimeter defense. You got Luka, LeBron, and Austin on the court, and Austin's injured, so like how healthy is he going to be against that lineup? Like, so the Rockets are athletic. They run, like they play defense. This is a horrible matchup for the Lakers. To be honest, it's a horrible matchup. I think the Rockets are going to exploit that. Both teams have not been playing well. 3-7 ATS, both of them. Last 10. The Rockets do play well on the road. 10-7 ATS, and a lot of those times they were favorites. So it's kind of right in this wheelhouse. So I like the Rockets. I mean, I just don't think the Lakers are good enough to be. I don't think they have enough shot makers. I don't think they have enough rim protection. I just don't see it. I don't see it with the Lakers. Not in this matchup.
I'll tell you what. This is what I think it's going to be. Luka, Reeves, LeBron. That's it. That's all they need. Those three.
They got to defend them, man. They're not going to be able to get to the rim like that.
Yeah, but
they're gonna have to make threes. Like if they make like 13, 14 threes, okay, yeah. But if they don't, they could get blown out because they're not going to be able to get to the rim at ease like they typically do. I mean, they're going to rotate Steven Adams.
I don't know. Are you trusting the Rockets to blow anybody out right now? I just think that this is going to be close, and if this is close, I'm going Lakers. The Rockets have been horrible in any game that's coming down to the wire. Like, there's not too many times.
Let it get down to the wire.
Then you might as well be on like a pleaser. If you like Rockets, you got to tease them up.
I do.
Get your money's worth. Get your money's worth if you want to.
I do like them. Just like this is a team that the Lakers struggle with. They cannot play. They cannot match up well with this type of team. A team like Minnesota. Cool, like perfect. Clippers, perfect. Like they'll match up, but Rockets are different, man. I know they haven't been playing well as of late, but
they've given up 128 points to the Clippers, 125 points to the Kings, 133 points to New Orleans, and then 128 points to Denver. And of those teams, Denver is the only one that makes sense. I cannot. No, give me the Lakers.
I got you. I mean, but,
all right. I like it when Lonte fades. I like it when Lonte fades his Lakers. You said what?
How much did Phoenix put up on the Lakers?
Yeah, but they didn't have Luka. Reeves just came back from injury and played like 20 minutes and really didn't have any impact on the game. Like, I could make up way more excuses for why the Lakers got blew out by the Suns, who are actually like decent, than for the Rockets and whatever the hell they did against the Clippers. Like, no, I'm good. Mm-hmm. All right, we're butting heads. He's on the Rockets. I'm on the Lakers. 230.5 is total over because the Rockets haven't been playing any type of defense right now, and the Lakers, for whatever reason, the offense just continues to find ways to step up when they need it. And again, they continue to win games. And so if they win this game, I gotta think it goes over. And I wouldn't be surprised if this went overtime. Matter of fact, go ahead and bet. What's an overtime line for this line? I wouldn't be surprised if this went overtime and the Rockets lost another overtime game. So yeah, I'm on over.
Yeah, I like over as well. Like I said, I don't believe in the Lakers defense. I think the Rockets will be able to get what they want offensively. I think, that total seems a little bit too low, to be honest.
Yeah. I just read off the opponent team totals for the Rockets in the past few games, too. It's been horrible. I don't believe in it. Something's not right there. All right. I'm trying to find a overtime line. Hold on. Game props to go to overtime. 11-1 feels like they know something. I feel like this is normally a 14-1, 15-1, 16-1 kind of bet. Gotta feel like maybe it's because it's a 2.5 line. That's probably it. All right. Player props? Anything?
Got nothing in this game player prop wise.
I'll make it easy for you. Luka. What? Luka on Chris. I've gotten to the point with the Lakers where LeBron James doesn't exist to me anymore. This is the Luka Doncic show. Give me Luka to figure it out. 40 points for Luka today. All right, last game up. Minnesota on the road, going to play the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets are laying 2.5 against Timberwolves here. At home, 238.5 is the total. Injury report, Jake McDaniels is questionable. That's all I have. think that's all I have. Yeah, that's all I have. All right. Whoa, 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 whoa. So here's my issue. This is the kind of game that Minnesota gets up for. It is. That playing one of the best teams in the Western Conference, we can compete with this team. We're just as good as them. All the kind of propaganda that Minnesota tells themselves. But I think the big issue here is the fact that one, Cam Johnson is going to be out for a little while, I believe. What was that injury designation on Cam Johnson? Knee bone bruise. No structural damage, but he is going to miss some time. So now you're already down Aaron Gordon. You're already down Christian Brown. And now you're down Cam Johnson, who you brought in honestly for this reason. Because you have a guy like Jamal Murray that gets hurt. You want to add more scoring, more depth, all of that. Replace Michael Porter Jr. But now, like, the injuries got to catch up to Denver at some point. Like, I understand how untrustworthy I know the Minnesota Timberwolves to be. At some point, I got to think the injuries catch up to Denver, right?
I like Denver, man. I like them in the spot.
Even without three starters against the okay.
Yeah. I mean, Minnesota typically does match up well with Denver. But this year it hasn't been the case. And I know the injuries are the thing that like are rearing the ugly head now. But I think they won by 16 and 13 in the two matchups. And both of those were in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. Or 13 and 11. They won by double digits in both of those games in Minnesota. And I think the thing that's going to help them here is they don't really know what to prepare for because they have multiple guys that they haven't seen a ton of film on and they haven't seen the type of offense that they're running with the new staff. So I like Denver here. I think this is kind of not an element of surprise, but I think there's something that Denver is going to exploit with Minnesota. Obviously, Rudy is going to be pulled out of the paint. Downhill drive. They're probably going to try to force Randall to kind of beat them off the dribble. I do like some Naz Reid stuff because the backup center position is just still shaky for the Nuggets. But I like Denver here. I think Denver is a prime candidate to be really like controlling this game from start to finish. Like it might be good, but I think they'll be in control of the game and end up covering at the end. That's how I see it. Jamal Murray and Jokic will put them away.
I think McDaniels is going to make this a little bit tougher. I think they're going to key in McDaniels on Murray here. And yeah, all right, Jokic, prove you can get these other guys' offense going. And let's let somebody else beat you. We're not going to let Jamal Murray beat me. If Jokic goes out there and has some crazy scoring day, cool, fine, we can live with that. But all these other guys, I don't know. I don't know if not only do I trust them on the offensive side of the ball, which, I mean, it's the Denver offense. They could figure it out, sure. But defensively, there's no shot. I don't feel good about it at all. I don't think that they play the same style of defense that I know the Minnesota Timberwolves can play with. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves just play with their food too much and ultimately put themselves in bad situations. But I think that schematically, it's going to be hard for Denver to score here. 5 straight unders, by the way, for the Timberwolves. I'm going Timberwolves here. I'll take the dog. It feels a little bit too easy. Denver missing 3 starters. I just don't believe that Jamal Murray and Jokic are going to be able to put their team on the back and be able to get this win. So I don't want to lay any type of points with them. I'm on Minnesota on the road here. Total's at 238.5. J-Main also throwing out a stat. Nuggets 0-7 last 7 Christmas Day games. Wow. Interesting. It's a pretty good stat, not gonna lie.
It's a good one. 238.5? I'm indifferent on the total. It's been a complete pace war. Denver is over in 7 of 10. Minnesota's under in 7 of 10. Obviously, Minnesota is not like a fast-paced team, but they are willing to run, especially when they don't have Rudy on the floor. But Joker probably going to control the tempo a little bit more, like it's like at the pace that he wants to go. They're going to be efficient. It probably would be over or nothing. Under or nothing for me. I don't have any strong inclination of the total though.
I would take Minnesota team total over, or I would take Denver team total under. I actually don't trust Denver's coaching staff enough. I think that though I could see them finding more offense. So if you had me pick, I'd probably just say Minnesota team total over. Denver has not been the best defensively at all, and Minnesota could still find ways to put the ball in the basket. Randall, Edwards, I think Ant is actually going to have a pretty good game here. So yeah, I'm on the team total over for the Timberwolves in this spot. Player props, anything?
Me, Joker triple double, man. I think just Joker on Christmas. Same way you said about like Luka on Christmas. Exactly how I feel about Joker. I think he has a monster day. I'm thinking like 30, 15, and 13.
I will admit, I do think Joker scores today, but out of necessity, not necessarily because it has any impact on the game. So I would do a reverse correlation with, matter of fact, Timberwolves money line, Joker. Wow, they got his line all the way up at 29.5. It's no fun. 35. That will pay plus 750. Nice little reverse correlation there. All right. Let's see. What else? Anything else here, Lonte?
That's it. I didn't have a ton of props in this game.
All right. Let's close it out. Lock, dog. We'll build an underdog lineup and let's get out of here.
Yeah, we'll keep it sweet, man. We don't want to keep the people too much. Minus 2.5. OKC first quarter. I think they'll come out and blitz San Antonio off the jump ball. I would ladder it up to maybe double digits. To be honest, I would go 2.5, like 5.5, 7.5. Like I would go all the way up to like 9.5. I really do think they come out with an energy that can't be matched in this type of environment. Haven't played on Christmas since 2018. First Christmas game for this group off of that championship and off of 2 losses against his team. Really like them in this spot. So let's let it 2.5 early. I think that's cheap. Also for the dog, plus 175, Dallas Mavericks first half. I was tempted to go full game. I'll probably split a unit on I'll split a unit on 4 different things is what I'm going to do. But for the sake of the show, we'll just do plus 175 in the first half. If they can withstand that first quarter, I do think that they'll be in good company to control the game, get the ball to AD, maybe get some foul trouble for some guys. And if the shots are falling for them and they're able to contain Steph to a certain extent early on, I think they'll be fine. So let's go plus 175, Dallas Mavericks first half.
Great play, Lonte. Believe it or not, you stole my dog. Wow. Lock. Knicks minus 5.5. I mean, I'm going to continue to fade this. So you get to the point where there are some teams that you can kind of see the writing on the wall, especially when you've been watching the NBA for so long, that this is clearly a Cavs team that's not going to figure this out until the All-Star break. Whatever it is, whatever that mental hurdle they got, they're not going to figure out till the All-Star break. They're going to go on this trajectory of barely winning games, probably getting destroyed by a lot of good teams, and looking horrible until they get that All-Star break and make some changes in that building. So fade them until further notice. Knicks laying 5.5. Dog. Interesting. There's a lot of angles to go here. I don't know, man. I hate to see LeBron like this. I really do. Like, he just doesn't look good out there, man. I mean, he does look, but it's just like, it's not. There's times where LeBron's head is like a foot above the rim on a dunk. He's barely getting air sometimes now. This isn't his team anymore. It's Luka's. Luka is the future. Luka is the reason they're going to win this game. And he's going to blitz the Rockets very, very early. And he's probably going to hit a good amount of threes while doing it. Luka Doncic, 5+ threes. I thought about taking the 40 points. It felt like I could get the 5 threes and Luka could not have the best day and I could still cash. I will take Luka for 5+ threes, a bunch of step backs, and the Rockets really aren't able to guard him out on the perimeter. Plus 200. 202 to be exact. All right. Underdog. What are we doing?
And what I like that Lonzo play that you had, that assist, love AD, and then whatever else you want to throw in. Like I said, I like Sam Merrill threes. I know it's kind of the same game, same team, but I like that. Or just throwing the Luka threes. That's it's cut and dry.
Yeah, you did that so fast that I can't keep up with you. Holy crap. AD at 24.5 is actually like really insane.
Yeah, that's insane.
And again, as I tell people, AD is a free play because either the matchup is there where he's either going to hit or he's just going to get hurt and they're going to avoid him anyway. Like, all right, Luka, where are you at? Yeah, I believe in Luka. So we got Lonzo Ball higher 3.5 assists. We've got Anthony Davis higher 24.5 points. It's been on tear. And we've got Luka Doncic higher 3.5 3-pointers made. At that underdog, shake it up, and you're going to get 6x, $100. Get you $600 over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. And make sure you check out your Underdog Unwrap. See if you got a nice little bonus. Just got a 25% deposit match. So I'm going to put that to some use today. Lonte, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
That's it, man. Merry Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas to you and your family, real. For those who celebrate. Hope everybody has a good, safe Christmas. Enjoy the family, friends, loved ones. Yeah, man, and be safe. And hopefully we'll be back Friday. I think me and Scott will be back Friday. And hopefully we got some winners to talk about.
Yep. Hopefully. Merry Christmas to all who celebrate. And to those who don't celebrate Christmas, happy time of the year where everybody wishes you Merry Christmas, even though you don't celebrate because everybody else does. All right. What else we got here? Chat was rolling. Mitchell 40 or 50 points Christmas Day. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then yeah, that's about it. Steph 30+ points, saying that. Appreciate all the guys. Everybody, happy holidays to you. Celebrate what you celebrate. Enjoy the time with your loved ones, and we will be back. He's at XX Lonte XX. I'm at really real __ at SGPN NBA. Make sure you give us a follow, youtube.com/NBA Gambling Podcast, and then a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure you do that. Like video before you get up out of here. And with that, that is it. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of hitting podcast just ending like this. We are out of here.
Basketball, give